Exhibited at Expo West? Hey, the question should be, should we exhibit at Expo West? And the simple answer is no. Hey, I'm Tim Forrest, Tim Forrest Consulting and TimForrest.com. Started in the food industry almost 40 years ago, loading food trucks, and my clients have grown by thousands of retail locations and $1 million in sales. I want to share with you just some real quick comments, specifics, and then some ideas around why a company should not display at Expo West, and some comments, thoughts, and ideas about making the most of Expo West. So let's get into the specifics. You have over 2,800 exhibitors in 2022 that exhibited at Expo West. Over 600 of those were first-time exhibitors. And the food industry, if you don't know, obviously I think many of you do, but 70 to 90% of food products don't make it. They don't make it in the first year. They don't make it in the first 5 years. Professor Blackburn from the University of Toronto shares that about 80% of new CPG products in the grocery store, new food CPG products at the grocery store, don't make it and fail in the business, in the industry. So we know that about 80% of new products don't make it. We know over 600, almost 700 people participated for the first time at Expo West. And so in my thinking, maybe half of those actually should not exhibit at Expo West. Maybe more if you think about 80%, the number's around 2,200. But in general, no, you shouldn't display at Expo West because of that. Now, Expo West is a great place to meet people. It's a great place to network. A lot of fantastic conversations happen there. You meet a lot of tremendous people. There's a lot of networking opportunities. There's also some great opportunities to learn, some wonderful parties. You'll have some great times. There's times to work out before the showtime, fun runs, great times to meet friends and people that you worked with in the past. So it's just a wonderful experience and a great opportunity. I have enjoyed participating at Expo West. But as far as display, no, you probably should not be displaying there. So before you charge your credit cards up, before you go to angel investors, friends, and family, and borrow the money to attend, there's a lot to think about and a lot that I'd want you to think about before you think about participating at the level of exhibiting because of the cost. You're looking at $10,000 just for the space, and there's easily an additional $10,000 in expenses, putting together your booth, samples, people, the time, and all the assorted, there are lost opportunities in organizing and participating in the show itself. And so you're talking about a massive investment for most food brands, particularly in this space. What are some of the reasons? One is you need to have a clear vision for your business. One of the top reasons companies don't make it in the food space is they don't have a clear vision of the value they bring to the shoppers and consumers of their product. And they really don't understand a clear vision of their business planning and their market planning. So what does that mean? Generally, your buyers in your region, your state, area are not going to be at Expo West. There are going to be lots of them, national players, lots of folks in individual stores, but they're not going to be from your market. You're going to have a bit of the buyers from your market, but not all of them there. So one of the things that exhibitors do is they ignore the data. I have one client that was selling nationwide, and they were going everywhere. We pulled the numbers and discovered that within 100 miles of their facility, they had hundreds of millions of dollars in sales within their category that they weren't achieving or reaching. So once they discontinued selling on the other side of the Mississippi is when they started making money. You have exhibitors at Expo West that are ignoring their net. They're not thinking about what it is they're making on their market, what the income is. For instance, doors in your market are much less expensive to get to and sell to than doors out of your market. Also, when you add new stores in markets outside of your region, those stores do not necessarily generate equivalent profit oftentimes they're much less profitable, even much so as you talk about expanding from individual stores to larger chains and then large regional chains and national chains as well. Exhibitors ignore the process. They're not thinking about building up their brand and within their market and providing additional value to their core customers, their core market, their core shoppers within their region. So many of the exhibitors ignore history in the food business. History in the food business is built on distribution and regional success. And so many of those are looking to expand nationally much quicker than they possibly should or really can for the longevity of their business. A friend of mine was in 500 stores doing quite well, strong distribution. He then expanded his business to 5,000 stores very quickly, taking his eye off of his home market, excited about the growth, thinking he's just exponentially expanding his business. What he was really doing is expanding his business at the cost of his local market, taking all the profits out of his local market just to go into those 5,000 stores. It didn't work out well for him. He ended up having to close his business because of that. Exhibitors will often have little accountability and they're going to lack focus that we're talking about. So they're not thinking about the numbers in their local market. They're not actively looking at a dashboard and understanding the success in their local region, local market. They're not thinking about what is their ACV for their city? What's the ACV for state? What is it that are they having any kind of a major impact in their local market? You want to scale that. When we were talking earlier about the net, one of the worst things you can do is scale a business model that is not the opportune model that needs to go national. You're actually going to close your business quicker by going national if you're scaling an ineffective business model. So questions to ask. Are you depending on the scaling of your business for new dollars to keep you up and running? Do you really have a bankroll? Do you really have the money that it takes to scale outside of your current market? And so many times people have come to me and they're like, Tim, I need help in selling this account that's literally on the opposite coast of the United States from their current market. They haven't even even come close to starting their business in their local home state, much less to be thinking about going across the country to another state. In all earnest, if you're not doing $1 million in gross and in 500 stores, probably Expo West is not good for you. I hope these ideas have been helpful for you. I hope to think about growing your business and your brand profitably. If you're not seeing this anywhere other than timforrest.com or over on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/timforrestconsulting, hop over there, like and subscribe. Hey, and I'd love to talk to you about your innovative product and strategically growing your business. You can jump on my calendar at timforrestmarkets.com. Thanks for watching.